Hello there. Thanks for visiting the Villa Veracino YouTube channel.
At the Star Wars Celebration Europe event in London in April 2023, we presented this panel entitled New Zealand Collectibles, Tip Top, Toltoys, Taste the Magic and Beyond as part of the Star Wars Celebration Collecting Track program.
This version contains the same slides and details, but has had the audio re-recorded for clarity to compensate for the ambient noise in the main convention hall where the collecting track stage was located.
This was the 5th presentation I've given at a Star Wars Celebration event, and the 4th for Kristy. We very much enjoy talking about our specific Star Wars passions and hope you enjoy this topic.
Villa Veracino, living the Star Wars life.
Kia ora, welcome. My name is Matt.
And my name is Kristy.
We run the SWCE23 Star Wars New Zealand website and fan community, which has a goal, amongst others, to document and report on collectibles that are specific to New Zealand. I just want to point out that this presentation covers a lot, but in the time frame today, it is not possible for it to be a fully comprehensive list of collectibles or details. So if you'd like to know more, please do visit our website at www.swcE23.co.nz.
We'd like to begin our presentation with just a little bit of context about New Zealand. At the time of the original trilogy release, we were a country with a small population, and we still are, but somewhat more than back then. The New Zealand population in 1977 was 3.12 million, and we are geographically distant from many other large countries. The shipping, manufacturing, and population limits combined to set up a scenario where our Star Wars experience was a little different to the rest of the world.
For the Auckland region, the first opportunity to see Star Wars was on Christmas Eve of 1977 at the Cinerama Theatre in Queen Street, Auckland, almost 7 months after the United States, where it debuted on the 25th of May 1977. The Empire Strikes Back came out on the 5th of December 1980, and Return of the Jedi came out on the 25th of November 1983. Let's start with one of my favourite childhood memories. Tip Top is an iconic New Zealand ice cream and ice block manufacturer, established locally in 1936, now a Fonterra company. During the years of the Star Wars original trilogy, 1977 to 1983, they released 3 different Star Wars themed ice blocks, each with a set of collectibles that was given out free with purchase.
The 15 small, measuring 73 by 50mm R2-D2 Space Ice stickers, released at the time of the first Star Wars movie, 1977 to 1978, are likely the earliest New Zealand exclusive collectibles. The set was made up of a selection of classic publicity shots and Ralph McQuarrie production paintings. The stickers were unnumbered, but were distinctive and memorable due to their branding with the immediately recognizable Tip Top logo, the colors of which persisted through the R2-D2 Space Ice banner, and the more subtle 20th Century Fox copyright detailing. Although we have reference images on the SWCE23 website that have been supplied to us from the archives of the Tip Top Ice Cream Company, this rare wrapper is very much one of our treasured collectibles. It survived to this day because its original owner used it as a bookmark at one point, and it had remained untouched for over 4 decades.
Also available in conjunction with the stickers and ice block was a large fold-out dice-based game, Race in Space game. This was a fairly simple poster printed in dark blue ink with spaces marked to apply some of the set of stickers to give the game a bit of colour. Each space showed the sticker graphics in monochrome line art. Following on from the success of the R2-D2 Space Ice blocks and collectible sticker set, the Tip Top Ice Cream Company released a second Star Wars themed ice block collectible run in 1980.
This now very rare advertising poster for the Darth Vader ice block reminds us of the rate of inflation. The first Star Wars ice blocks cost 10 cents each, the second 20 cents each, and as we will shortly see, the third cost 30 cents each. Back in 1980, however, not only did 20 cents buy you boysenberry tipped lemon ice confectionery along with the free mask while stocks last, but you also got to feel the force when you taste the flavour.
This time around though, instead of stickers, the giveaway item was a set of 4 paper cutout masks featuring monochrome character line art that, at the time, hadn't been used on other products.
Masks came in bulk pads that the retailer would tear off at the time of purchase. Merchandising was fairly casual at the time, particularly in rural corner stores in New Zealand, so overstock of promotional products has floated around since that time, and a modest number of full pads of masks still exist today.
Tip Top wrapped up its trilogy of ice block related collectibles in 1983 with a small set of 4 Ewok stickers.
On all of the stickers, those of you with sharp eyes will have noticed a significant spelling error. In the first line of small print under the Return of the Jedi logo, the trademark and copyrights have been attributed to Lucasfilm Ltd, spelled Lucus.
The wrapper from the Return of the Jedi ice block is actually quite an important and useful piece of ephemera, as it makes reference to the closing date of a competition associated with this product, helping us officially lock in the dates and the time frames that these and the preceding ice blocks came out. The Return of the Jedi ice block competition had 2 prize draws in December of 1983 and January 1984. This is consistent with the fact that each of the tip-top products over the preceding years would have been released in the New Zealand summer, beginning in November-December of each year. Toltoys NZ was the New Zealand subsidiary of Australian Toltoys Proprietary Limited. Toltoys began under the name of Alex Tolmer and Associates Pty Limited in the mid-50s, led by Managing Director Alexander Richard Tolmer. Prior to this, Tolmer was a sales manager with John Brent & Company in Australia. Their wares included the die-cast models, sometimes advertised using the brand Brent Toys in Australia and Brentware in New Zealand. The company was originally engaged in the sale and manufacture of toys and related products in Australia only. Some quick timeline highlights. In December 1955, Toltoys commences business. Prior to the release of Star Wars in 1977 and the subsequent rise of movie tie-in products, Toltoys sold 75% of its business to General Mills Incorporated USA, and in 1975 became a fully owned subsidiary of General Mills. In 1977, General Mills Creative Products Limited, Australia, enters the New Zealand market in a joint venture with New Zealand company Pearson Drum, and Toltoys NZ Limited was incorporated as a company in New Zealand. General Mills, through Toltoys, then started to market, distribute, and in a number of instances, manufacture, or at least assemble or package. At the time, it was much cheaper to ship import components than completed in-box toys, a wide range of toys and games. In 1982, General Mills Creative Products Limited purchases Toltoys in its entirety. Toltoys New Zealand Limited and Toltoys Pty Limited operate in parallel in New Zealand and Australia, respectively. In October 1990, Toltoys New Zealand Limited is dissolved as a company. In parallel with the existence of the Toltoys Company in New Zealand, Hasbro NZ had existed as a registered entity since August 1976, originally under the name World Games Company Limited, evolving to Milton Bradley NZ Limited on 22nd of March 1983, then to Hasbro NZ Limited on the 6th of March 1992. 24 March 1996, Hasbro NZ Limited was removed from the NZ Company's register, but still functions locally from its Albany office as a branch of Hasbro Australia Limited. The range of Toltoys NZ products included, but was not limited to, boxed jigsaw puzzles, a local version of the Give a Show projector, board games including the Escape the Death Star board game, packaging variants of the early NPC kitset models. The NPC kitset boxes state that Toltoys produced these boxes under license to NPC, a division of General Mills Fun Group Incorporated, while the instruction sheet found inside that same box reads, under license to Fun Dimensions Incorporated, a division of the General Mills Fun Group. Also found inside the model kitset boxes was a small manufacturer's warranty insert. This piece of paperwork is interesting because it goes so far as to include the Auckland Post Office Box postal address for the Consumer Service Division of Toltoys NZ Limited, and packaging variants of the Return of the Jedi jigsaw puzzles sold under the Creative Crafts brand between 1983 and 1984. Made in New Zealand for General Mills Creative Products Limited Australia and Toltoys NZ Limited. Versions of the hemispherical playset were released in 5 countries under 4 different brands. Australia and New Zealand had Toltoys, Canadian Kenner, UK Palitoy and French Meccano versions, with subtle differences in packaging or product, with the New Zealand iteration released under the Toltoys brand being supplied from the facilities in Auckland. Both New Zealand and Australian Toltoys variations exist. The main differences between these two reside in the packaging, which declared the city of manufacture. Made in New Zealand by Toltoys NZ Limited, Auckland, under license from Kenner Products, a division of CPG Products USA, reads the New Zealand box. The New Zealand packaging was also unique in that it was a 2-part box. The lid bore the colourful graphics similar to all other versions, but the bottom half of the box was plain cardboard, and hence did not have any of the decoration and imagery found on the back of the box in other countries. Toltoys figures were imported from Taiwan or Hong Kong into New Zealand, Australia, and to a lesser extent Singapore. The NZ Toltoys logo 12-back and 20-back card backs can generally only be distinguished from Australian cards by either reliable provenance or the presence of a price sticker from a Kiwi retailer. The New Zealand-made 21-back card backs are visibly shorter than their US counterparts. They're also printed on a cardstock that is noticeably less glossy on the back, resulting in muted colours and lesser quality photos. The white of the chrome racetrack border on the rear of the card in particular has quite a dirty tint. On the rear of the card, all NZ 21 backs are equivalent to the US SWCE23, which features pictures in the lower third of Land of the Jawas playset, Patrol Dewback, Droid Factory, Creature Cantina, and the action figure collector's case. There are other clues though relating to the clear plastic figure bubbles, which had a squared off pyramidal shape and had an extension piece at the top, a header extension, unlike the rest of the world's bubble that had an extension piece at the bottom, a footer. Even if not present, the bubbles leave marks showing their shape and size. A couple of different bubble shapes were used, sometimes in sizes that were a poor match for the figure that they contained. Finally, the hole punch is slightly left shifted from the front, right shifted when looking at the rear, and is a slightly different shape and size. At some point in the time near the end of the production of Star Wars logo 21-back cards, printing was shifted to a different, slightly larger format using the printer and card configuration that would subsequently be used for the Empire Strikes Back logo card backs. This resulted in a short run of transitional 21-back cards that are the same size as Empire Strikes Back 32 backs. On the rear of the card, all New Zealand transitional 21 backs are equivalent to the US SW21B, which features pics in the lower third of Land of the Jawas playset, Patrol Dewback, Droid Factory, Creature Cantina, and the action figure collector's case. The bubbles on these cards are the same oversized, squared-off shape as the ESB 32 backs. That is, they don't have the header extension that the 21 backs had. The New Zealand-made 32-back card backs, which represent the shift to the Empire Strikes Back logo on the front, are visibly wider than their US counterparts. The size difference is less than the height difference of the 21 backs. The other production differences in cardstock, print quality, hole punch, shape and position that were seen with the 21 backs are present here too. As with the 21 back figures, bubble size and placement was a bit random and it differs from the US equivalents. The bubbles themselves were different too in that they were often oversized and had a squared off shape but without the header extension that the 21 backs had. The New Zealand variant of the Empire Strikes Back 48 back is a truly unique design that gained visibility when it was described in John Kellerman's Star Wars Vintage Action Figures guidebook in 2003. The feature that makes it unmistakably Kiwi is the white box on the rear where the barcode will normally reside, which bears the text, marketed in New Zealand by Toltoys NZ Limited under license from General Mills Creative Products Proprietary Limited Australia. It also has a distinct white circular space for retailers to write in the price, where the proof of purchase is found on US cards. Other distinguishing aspects include the matte finish of the printing on the rear of the card back, small radius corners, and an unmistakable flat-based peg hanger hole. The card back is otherwise similar to the US ESB 48A, promoting the Scout Walker, Rebel Transport, Tauntaun, Wampa, and mini rigs. Here is a close-up image of that card back.
Here are a couple of astromech-themed collectible stickers that came in conjunction with the petrol station advertising campaign. They were not licensed by Lucasfilm. No reference to 20th Century Fox is made on the stickers, as would be expected were these officially endorsed, but the source of inspiration is quite obvious. The stickers were available from the Europa chain of petrol stations for a period of time around 1978 to 1979. They coincided with a series of television adverts starring their R2 look-alike robot. Interestingly, the astromech was actually constructed as a one-to-one prop rather than being a scale model, and is reported to have made a number of guest appearances at Europa petrol stations around the country for promotional purposes.
The New Zealand versions of Topps trading cards came with bubblegum made by Allens and Regina Limited and bear a few differences from their US counterparts. Regina Confections Limited is a long-standing New Zealand confectionery company that, in 1954, partnered with Scanlan's Goblin Sweets Limited of Australia to manufacture chewing gum products, In 1972, Scanlan's share of the Oamaru chewing gum factory was taken over by A.W. Allen of Melbourne, which is how the Allens and Regina brand came to prominence just before the Star Wars bubblegum and trading cards became one of their many local favourites.
New Zealand was locally only supplied with the first series of Star Wars cards, which featured a blue border on the cards and which was packed in a single version of the C-3PO wrapper, and the first series of the Return of the Jedi cards. The Star Wars wrapper is perhaps the most unique to New Zealand in reminding the consumer to be a tidy Kiwi by putting discarded wrappers in the rubbish bin and reinforcing the marketing message that A&R playtime gum is fun.
The New Zealand Star Wars set has 72 cards, made up of the 66 international issues and 6 of the 11 stickers presented as blue-bordered cards, carrying the numbering through to 72. The cards were printed on thicker cardboard than they were in other countries, the back of which was quite an unbleached beige colour compared to the white or grey seen overseas. Our cards had plain unprinted card backs where the story summaries of the US releases would have been.
Here are some comparisons. New Zealand on the left, US on the right, showing the blue border and colour saturation differences. The Return of the Jedi product came packed in 3 major variations of wrappers featuring either Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, or Jabba the Hutt, each of which had 2 minor variations, including or omitting the reference to 6 cards, sometimes printed above the 1 stick bubblegum message. The Return of the Jedi wrappers convey their country of origin by referencing Allens and Regina as the manufacturer and authorized user of the TOPS license on the side elements of the packaging, but the front of the packaging uses the graphics of their Australian counterpart and hence includes the Scanlan's name.
Most of the New Zealand red-bordered series of Return of the Jedi cards appear from the front fully akin to their American cousins. The difference can be spotted on the flip side, where under the photo description, Allens and Regina is noted as the authorized user of the license to the images and design. This credit also appears on the front of cards 131 and 132, which are the series checklist cards, as does an introduction line which declares the series is presented by Allens and Regina. Interestingly, card number 1 references A&R's Australian partner company and brands the collection as a Scanlan's picture card series on its front.
Twinkies have been and are made by different companies for distribution and consumption internationally. In New Zealand, a short-lived local version was made by General Foods Corp New Zealand Limited under the Irvine's brand that came with Empire Strikes Back stickers, almost for the lifetime of the product in our country.
General Foods Corp was also at the time the parent company of Tip Top Ice Cream, and hence the Star Wars license used for Twinkies was probably an extension of that used to market their frozen confectionery products, R2-D2 Space Ice Ice Blocks, Empire Strikes Back Ice Blocks, Return of the Jedi Ice Blocks. The 6 black-bordered circular stickers are 70mm in diameter, 78mm across before they are removed from their square backing, and depict Yoda, Vader, Chewie, Leia, 3PO, and Luke. Packaging had cut-out scene cards printed on the back and a mail-away offer for Empire Strikes Back badges that matched the character stickers.
Bing Harris Sargood Limited was a New Zealand manufacturer of Star Wars merchandise, churning out products for a short time in the early 80s. Unfortunately, the original company is long since extinct.
Bing Harris Sargood Limited, BHS, was formed in 1972 by the merger of rival soft good firms Bing Harris & Company and Sargoods. BHS was acquired in 1981 by Brierley Investments Limited. Through the 1980s, Brierley re-engineered its strategy to focus on a core of trading subsidiaries and associated companies. Bing Harris Sargood was a casualty of this transformation and was broken up in 1984, unfortunately only the year after it had begun manufacturing Star Wars collectibles.
The BHS license was extensive, including beach towels and bath towels, sheets, quilt covers, bedspreads, masks, children's t-shirts, sweatshirts, pajamas, tank tops, shorts, rainwear, stationery, posters, hats, and lunchboxes. Because of their premature demise, not all of these products came to fruition. Many of their products reflecting the commodities Bing Harris Sargood had been known for many decades, clothing, bedding, towels, etc., but some expanded their range, like a set of 6 Return of the Jedi base masks. Seen in this slide here are a stationery set, packaged and some loose components, one of their beach towel designs, a plastic lunchbox, and a selection of their button badges.
Kellogg's New Zealand ran a campaign and competition in late 1983 to early 1984, with a competition that closed 31st March 1984 that included a set of 12 small cellophane-wrapped stickers that were packaged 1 per 300 gram or 500 gram packet of cornflakes. The packaging itself remains very collectible too, with its prominent Return of the Jedi graphics and bold declaration of the free sticker contained therein.
Each package contained a single sticker, carefully heat-sealed in its own little plastic wrapper. The backing of the sticker revealed the prize won, or alternatively, had a consolation message that could be sent in to go into the draw for unclaimed prizes. It was necessary to remove the sticker from its backing to claim a prize or enter the second chance drawer, making unused versions of these stickers fairly rare. The competition and campaign by Quality Baker's Bread, some years later, was also quite prominent and visible, with Star Wars branding appearing across their range of sliced bread, and a set of 10 round-cornered trading cards featuring characters from the original trilogy.
The set of Quality Baker's collectible cards came out in 1997, timed to coincide with the availability of the original trilogy on VHS. They depict our favourite heroes and a couple of villains from the original trilogy movie scenes and publicity shots. Made from fairly lightweight cardstock, they have a tendency to curl if not stored pressed in some way. Some of the character descriptions are fun in hindsight. Boba Fett's card, for instance, describes Fett as wearing Mandalore battle armor, the armor worn by a group of evil warriors defeated during the Clone Wars by the Jedi Knights, which Fett had modified with weapons and equipment. Each of the collector's cards came with a transparent game card, shown here on the right, lightly adhered to its front, unfortunately removing very occasionally damaged the collector card.
When laid over the prize panel on the bread bag, the seemingly random patterns on each combine to form a word: yo-yo, watch, or draw. The former two related to instant prizes, or by collecting 4 draw cards, you could enter into the random drawing that included the $10,000 grand prize. The full set of cards is shown here.
To promote the VHS release of the original trilogy, the last release of the VHS theatrical release prior to the special editions in 1997, Pizza Hut ran a campaign in Australasia that included figures and plastic cups with each $4.95 kids meal. The figures were provided in plastic bags with a small cardboard backdrop each that could join together into a display.
It is fun when we can get additional official information about a campaign and collectibles, like this product guide for retailers of the VHS sets, which includes reference to the Pizza Hut tie-in, noting that the total Pizza Hut campaign was worth over $1 million.
A simple set of collectibles, these postcards came out in 1997 when the Hoyt cinema chain was distributing them to attendees of the 3 Star Wars special edition movies that came out that year. 1 free Star Wars postcard was given with every large or medium popcorn purchase.
These postcards are approximately 17 centimeters by 12 centimeters, and the rear of the card bears spaces for a stamp and postal address. The cards are numbered 1 through 6, with 2 being associated with each film from the original trilogy. In 1997, at KFC outlets in New Zealand and Australia, you could, for $4.25, purchase a kids' meal that included 1 of 6 Star Wars action toys. The collectibles included a Death Star tower with X-Wing and TIE Fighter, a stomping AT-ST, a TIE-firing Death Star, an AT-AT Walker with opening side panel, a Jawa Sandcrawler with tiny R2-D2, and a spinning reveal Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker head. There was some indication on the advertising posters that there were 2 toys from each of the 3 original trilogy movies. Although the Death Star launcher toy assigned to the Return of the Jedi logo is, of course, the Episode 4 battle station rather than the work-in-progress Episode 6 version.
A couple of sets of Star Wars poster cards were issued around the time of the special edition releases by a New Zealand-based company, Confection Concepts International Limited, who produced a couple of licensed collectible card sets, for example The Simpsons as well as Star Wars, in conjunction with chocolate products. Confection Concepts terminated its Star Wars license in 1998, and a third Return of the Jedi series never made it to production. Confection Concepts ceased trading in 1999 and is listed on the NZ Companies Register as having gone into liquidation in 2000. A consequence of their liquidation was that Confection Concepts sold off a lot of their assets, including unused promotional materials, reams of uncut chocolate bar wrappers, and even the plastic molds used to make the chocolate bars.
The Star Wars cards were distributed with 40-gram chocolate bars, which were approximately the same size as the trading cards, and were embossed with images of Star Wars characters. But at a rate of 1 card per chocolate bar, a lot of calories needed to be consumed to complete the set. Confection Concepts did have a website at the time, and you could join their collecting club, which offered such opportunities as card trading with the company itself, at a rate of 2 cards needing to be sent in to receive 1 that you might be missing from your set.
The chocolate bars could only be purchased locally in New Zealand and could be found at a wide variety of retailers. A countertop box held 48 such bars. Packaging such as this box and the store advertising display cards, 210 by 350 millimeters in size, pictured here on the right, alongside a sheet of uncut cards, have also gained attention as collectibles in their own right. In contrast to the A New Hope companion card set, which contained 50 cards, the set of the Empire Strikes Back poster cards numbers only 45. Curiously, they are also of a different physical size. The ESB series are larger, at 89 by 64 millimeters, compared to the approximately 90 by 60 millimeter dimensions of their A New Hope cousins, and are printed on a heavier card and seem to have utilized an ink or printing method that is more resistant to scratching.
The card set as an uncut sheet is shown here. As with their predecessors, these trading cards came packaged with confectionery, 1 poster card per chocolate bar. Some lucky purchasers would have found more than just a trading card inside, however. Randomly inserted amongst the standard cards were special prize cards offering limited edition uncut sheets, Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition videos, complete set of 45 poster cards, or Kenner Star Wars action figures.
Restaurant Brands NZ Limited, the New Zealand company which has operated the Kiwi outlets of KFC, Pizza Hut and Starbucks Coffee since 1997, was behind a fairly extensive Episode 1 campaign in 1999. The shared promotion of KFC and Pizza Hut included a shared competition with prizes of life-sized Darth Maul, Yoda and Jar Jar Binks statues. Many of the respective stores had such statues on display, sometimes referred to as Pepsi statues, because they were used in the promotion of that company internationally. At the time, Restaurant Brands was owned by PepsiCo Incorporated in New Zealand. The statues have since made their way into the hands of collectors in addition to the ones specifically distributed as prizes. Available with the children's Works meal deals, the all-you-can-eat buffet, were 4 plastic cups with the Episode 1 character images printed on them, and a set of 4 toys that included the self-explanatory Squishy Jar Jar and walking Clockwork Sebulba, an air-powered version of Anakin's pod racer, and the quite nicely engineered Vader/Anakin cube.
That latter collectible consisted of a hollow cube with a double-sided mirror fitted diagonally. Affixed to the left-hand side of the mirror was half of Darth Vader's head, whilst affixed to the opposite side was half of young Anakin Skywalker's head. This design meant that when viewed from the left, the toy would appear to contain a floating Darth Vader head, whilst when viewed from the right, a floating Anakin head could be seen instead.
KFC joined into the Star Wars excitement in 1999 with the Phantom Menace collectible toys, trading cards and food packaging. There were 2 key sets of collectible items rationed out with the purchase of KFC meals: 6 action toys, which were a subset of those available in North America through a joint KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell promotion, and 10 character cards also available in Australia. The trading cards featured bright orange and yellow coloured gradients in their design, tying into the palette of some of the offered takeaway meal packaging, and each included a succinct biography of their respective character on the flip side.
In 1999, PepsiCo Inc. made extensive use of its license to the Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace imagery through its Pepsi and many related brands. In addition to a large variety of promotional and packaging material, core components of its international Episode 1 campaign were a series of collectible soft drink cans. As many of you will know, a number of unique series of Episode 1 Pepsi cans were available in different countries. The set of 6 different cans that were exclusive to the New Zealand market comprised one of the smaller sets. A set of 12 Episode 1 The Phantom Menace character cards could be collected by cutting them from the packaging of Pepsi soft drink multi-packs. The cards are round, about 58mm in diameter, not the best configuration for a card that was intended to be cut out by hand. 6 associated Pepsi posters were also available from Shell petrol stations when you purchased a Pepsi product. The Queen Amidala poster is shown here.
In 1999, Bluebird Chips released 2 sets of Star Wars The Phantom Menace collectible cards, a gold bordered series with glow-in-the-dark images on the back of each card, and a red bordered series with chrome bordered variations. The gold bordered set included 30 cards with glow-in-the-dark images on the back. These were available in the multi-pack products, 2 cards per 12 packs and 3 cards per 18 pack. As well as the basic set, a couple of variation cards have been found. The most well known is the number 15 era card, shown in the right hand column here, that has the image and caption from card 16 but is declared as card 15. Cards 15 and 16 both have the same symbol caption Pod Race, but on the real card 15 it is on the top left and on the real card 16 on the bottom left. And for the completist, there exist occasional variations, errors, wherein the glow-in-the-dark image on the back of the card is entirely missing. The red bordered series was fully duplicated with chrome bordered variations, and to make things really complicated, each series is split over 2 different card sizes. The full set is 18 red large, 18 red small, 18 silver large and 18 silver small cards, 72 cards in total. 1 card came per single serve pack of Bluebird chips and snack foods. The backs of the cards fit together to make up a total of 4 posters of 9 cards each. 2 movie advertisement posters from the first 18 cards, and a pair of complimentary good guy, bad guy posters from the smaller second 18 cards.
2002 was a big year for New Zealand in that, with the opening of Star Wars Attack of the Clones, we saw Kiwi actors playing Star Wars characters on the big screen. Coincidentally, one of the marketing campaigns that preempted the movie's screening can stake a claim as one of the biggest New Zealand exclusive Star Wars promotions in terms of the number of food products involved. The Taste the Magic promotion and competition involved collectible trading cards and stickers, a competition to see the Magic of Myth Star Wars exhibition in Sydney, and lots of Star Wars branded food packaging variations. By gathering up tokens from New Zealand-made Mainland Products Limited products, Hutton's Meats, Meadow Fresh Yogurts, Tararua Milk and Mainland Cheese, and sending them into that company, you would be entered into a promotional competition, receive 12 randomly assorted cards from the set of a total of 18 different Attack of the Clones characters, and a sticker sheet with 9 character stickers. This slide and the next show representative product involved in the campaign, and the tokens that you needed to collect from each product to send in for the trading cards and competition entry. It was an interesting phenomenon to be able to walk around a grocery store and see this specific Star Wars campaign show up in the form of products and advertising banners in a number of different aisles and food categories.
Another wide-ranging campaign of Star Wars collectibles came in 2005 when Kellogg's returned to the Star Wars universe with a total of 11 different cereal packages. 7 cereal boxes had cut-out Jedi mind game cards on the back, 2 had a 1 in 3 chance of finding a battery-operated lightsaber spoon, and 2 flavors of Crispix had a collectible sticker per box. The campaign extended to Kellogg's range of cereal bars, muesli bars, and a breakfast bar product known as LCMs, which included a sticker from the same set as Crispix. It was interesting, if not confusing, that a collectible set of stickers was spread across 2 product ranges like this.
And here are the stickers themselves. Fairly straightforward, small in size, but well known to most New Zealand kids of the time.
From the 1st of April 2005 through to the 30th of September 2005, Goodman Fielder ran a Revenge of the Sith promotion in association with their Uncle Toby's, Chewy muesli bars and fruit roll-ups. This Revenge of the Sith campaign in some ways felt like it was associated with the Kellogg's campaign, but only because it too included branded muesli bar packaging showing up in the same grocery store aisle as Kellogg's. The 5 different muesli bar flavors each have boxes featuring different artwork and characters. The back of the muesli bar boxes are all the same, describing the competition run in conjunction with these cereal bars. Win 1 of 3 ultimate Star Wars bedrooms. Fruit roll-up fun prints actually had Star Wars characters printed on the snack food. The packaging of both the 8 and 16 item boxes came with cut-out character cards on the rear, 2 per box. Shown here are some packaging examples of the fruit roll-up products with collectible cards on the back. Interestingly, because of the overall layout of the graphics and text, the cards on the larger 16 item box were actually smaller than those on the smaller 8 item box. For unknown reasons, the distribution of the card images on the packaging found in New Zealand wasn't particularly balanced, making it challenging to put together a full set of 24 character cards.
The New Zealand premiere of The Force Awakens took place on Wednesday, the 16th of December 2015, in conjunction with local sponsor Holden Cars. This was an invitation-only event, but it resulted in quite an array of important, effectively time-stamped collectibles, including a set of different invitations/tickets, tote bag, BB-8 medallion, caps, and 3D glasses. This commemorative BB-8 medallion was shared between Australia and New Zealand and was given out to attendees of the movie premieres in each country. The Aurebesh reads Australia and New Zealand premiere, December 2015.
In a first for New Zealand, 2016 saw Star Wars cereal that wasn't just graphics on an existing Kellogg's cereal product, but rather an actual limited edition Star Wars cereal. These 370-gram breakfast products were exclusive to Countdown supermarkets in New Zealand, but they were distributed through Woolworths supermarkets in Australia with an earlier release date. The chocolate-flavoured variation of their wheat rice cereal shapes came in a series of 3 Star Wars character boxes, which specifically urged the consumer to collect all 3 packs.
The boxes had different characters on each side, and we did indeed personally go through a few of these, collecting more than just all 3 packs. A second wave of these modern-era Kellogg's Star Wars cereals came out in late 2016, early 2017, and this time it featured different The Force Awakens characters on bright red backgrounds, even though it was more than a year since Episode 7 came out, and we had also since enjoyed the release of Rogue One.
The 3 different boxes pair Kylo Ren and Stormtrooper Escort with a lone First Order Stormtrooper, front and back of the packaging, Rey with BB-8, and the trio of heroes with Chewbacca. We wanted to finish up with some personal favourite items. Many, but obviously far from all, New Zealand-specific collectibles are two-dimensional: stickers, trading cards, advertising material, etc. Following that pattern, there are in fact many unique to New Zealand posters that are far too great a number for us to run through here. Instead, we'll highlight a small selection of our personal favourites, each of which has a particularly strong tie-in to our country.
Folio New Zealand Limited, The Empire Strikes Back poster, 1980/1981. This local company dominated the poster market in New Zealand at the time and released something like a dozen different poster designs. This poster is one of our shared favourites as it existed in both of our collections before we met, and we now have multiple instances of it in our vintage poster collection. New Zealand Return of the Jedi VHS release poster, 1985. This rare poster would have been displayed on the wall or in the window of a New Zealand video rental store, promoting the fact that we would soon be able to see the concluding installment of the original trilogy in our own homes with the release of The Return of the Jedi to the VHS rental market in 1985. It entered our collection as a random second-hand purchase through a local auction website.
New Zealand Symphony Orchestra, The Empire Strikes Back in Concert poster, 2019. The New Zealand Symphony Orchestra has run a number of events over time that included full orchestral performances of movie themes and music. They also played live music during screenings of the first 2 original trilogy movies in a couple of cities in New Zealand in 2018 and 2019, but that tour was cut short due to the lockdowns associated with COVID. Still, we like local advertising posters that bear details of New Zealand events, like this poster for The Empire Strikes Back in Concert from 2019. Movie Marathon New Zealand Silver Fern poster, May the 3rd to 4th, 2014. For our finale slide, we've selected this poster design that features a New Zealand icon, the Silver Fern, incorporated into advertising for a May the 4th movie marathon that spanned 2 days in 2014. Throughout New Zealand, a total of 8 Hoyts and Event cinemas screened the prequel and original trilogies on Saturday and Sunday respectively. And for a brief moment there, it really felt like the whole country was out watching Star Wars movies on the big screen.
We're very happy that we are able to capture that experience and moment in time with this uniquely New Zealand movie poster.
Kia ora, kia noho haumaru, thank you for listening and stay safe.
Turo Hawaiki, may the Force be with you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.